I'm ready. Are they?
The gods asked me to take a bow, and all I hear is encore, encore.
Tales of undiscovered riches and magic items beyond imagining have drawn sellswords, adventurers, and dungeon delvers of all sorts to make the long journey across freezing tundra to 10 towns. Now the treasure hunters flood into Lonelywood, a last stop before setting out for the promised riches. But you're not here for gold. A paladin named Sir Isteval has summoned you. He warns of a dark alliance rising to threaten 10 towns. He awaits you at the Ramshackle Inn.
Well met, friends. I'm grateful for your swift arrival. I called upon you because Icewind Dale stands on the brink of catastrophe. A lost city buried beneath the ice was discovered not long ago. It's called Ithrin, and it was built by the Netherese, ancient wizards set to fly their cities through the sky. The promises of its riches have brought adventurers aplenty to Icewind Dale, but they're all just treasure hunters like that blasted red wizard over there. With the discovery of Ithrin, a darker force stirs. An army is gathering in the mountains. I fear they seek not just riches, but something far more dangerous. These forces gather at a place called Frost Keep, a fortress ruled by giants. And now I've heard reports of a frost giant encamped in the tundra nearer 10 towns. I believe the giant to be a scout, perhaps the first of many. Please, go to the giant's camp and rid us of this threat.
Newcomers, welcome to Lonelywood, and to 10 towns in general. My name's Nimsy Huddle, and I'm the speaker for Lonelywood. That means I'm in charge around here as much as anyone can be. So long as you keep the sharp things sheathed and make no nefarious use of magic, we'll get along fine. Enjoy your visit. What are you giving me that look for? I already said welcome, and I meant it. Is there something else I can do for you? Ah, 10 towns, eh? Well, it's a bit of a patchwork, to be honest. You've got your big towns like Bryn Shander, full of folks who talk big and trade bigger. But most of us make our lives off the land. Fishing, mining, hunting, and of course, timber. We're all... Is there something else I can do for you? Ah, but most of us make our lives off the land. Fishing, mining, hunting, and of course, timber. We're all different, but we stick together when it counts. Is there something else I can do? Lonelywood's the last stop for those looking to stay out of the way. Outcasts, fugitives, the ones who want a quieter life. Or maybe just a fresh start. It's peaceful enough, as long as you mind the forest and keep your nose out of trouble. But we're tough folk here. Make no mistake. You'll find that in every town across Icewind Dale, survival's a way of life, and we all do what we must to get by. Is there something else I can do for you? Being the speaker for Lonelywood? Well, it means I'm the one folks turn to when there's a decision to be made, or when things get tricky. I'm the voice of Lonelywood at the 10 Towns Council meetings. And let me tell you, I have to speak for all sorts of folks. Some good, some, well, like I say, tricky. I help keep the peace, make sure our town's needs are met, and sometimes even smooth things over when there's a bit of a ruckus. It's a lot of work, but it's also about making sure Lonelywood stays safe, keeps its secrets, and doesn't get lost in the shuffle of the bigger towns. And well, there's a lot of baking involved too. Keeps folks happy, you know. Is there something else Well, that's a bit of a personal one, isn't it? Most folks around here would raise an eyebrow at such a question. But I can see you're just curious, so here's what I'll say. Like many others, I came looking for a fresh start. I just had to get away. And you can't get much further away than Lonelywood. Plus, here I can raise my children in a place where they'll grow strong, with the land and the cold shaping them into sterner stuff. Is there something else I can do for you? Very well. I hope you enjoy your visit.
Yes, friend. How can I... I hail from Cormyr, a kingdom far to the east and south of here. I was knighted as one of its purple dragons, but they put me out to pasture after my injury. I earned it battling a dragon. Alas, no magic I found can cure it. So, now I fight evil in a different way. I find those with heroic hearts and set them on the righteous path. That means you, by the way. Yes, friend. How can I help? The town of Lonelywood takes its name from the trees that grow about here. The only forest to speak of for miles. But it might as well take its name from how far away it and all of Icewind Dale is from all the rest of the world. Truth be told, Lonelywood is a refuge for folk who don't want to be found. Vagabonds, fugitives, outcasts. I'd warn you to watch your backs, but you seem like you can handle a few ruffians. If you want to know more, speak with Nimsy Huddle. She's the speaker for Lonelywood. Yes, friend. How can I help? Not long ago, Auril, goddess of winter, cursed these lands with an endless winter. Some adventurers discovered Ithrin and used magic they found there to lift the curse. Their tales of a nearly intact Netherese city trapped under the ice have drawn treasure hunters from all over. If you want to learn more, try Warvath over there, the fellow in the red robes. He says he knows more about the Netherese than Elminster, but I very much doubt that. He's been ensconced in the inn for months now. In fact, he's barely gone outside. You'd think one of Netheril's greatest scholars would be more eager to get to one of its cities. Yes, friend. How can... I'm not yet certain, but by accounts of travelers, I understand it to be a motley bunch. A ranger was forced off the trail into hiding and watched a group of goblinoids pass. Some caravans have been attacked by Uthgard barbarians, though perhaps that is unrelated. Of course, there are always reports of sightings of yetis and ice trolls, but I give more credence to them now. But an alliance of goblins and giants alone would be troubling indeed. Yes, friend. How can I help? Until swords part, make haste for the scouts' camp. I hope you can stop the giant from returning to Frost Keep with any intelligence he might have gathered.
Ah, you're back. Sorry. Wrong fools. Pity. If you're here about employment, don't waste my time. I've already hired enough wild blades who think swinging steel makes them scholars. Do you? Wait. That look. They'll have no idea what I'm talking about. Ah, and there's Istebal over there, smirking into his ale. Let me guess. You're the so-called heroes he's been pining for. Listen carefully, because I detest repeating myself. I do not know why armies are gathering in the mountains, and I do not care. I have far more important matters to which I must give my full attention. So, be off with you.
Well, well. What have we here? A bunch of shiny new adventurers, all eager for Ithran's riches, I assume. Don't think you'll be the only ones plundering that cursed city. I've got my own plans, and I don't take kindly to amateurs getting in the way. I'm no fool. I know what's at stake, and I've got Timora's blessing to see me through. So, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance. I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeves, and not all of them are friendly.
Ah, finally. Someone with enough sense to seek warmth and wisdom both. Sit, if you've the spine. You're in the presence of Hakram Akka, devoted flame of the Fire Lord Kossuth. Strange, isn't it, to find his light burning in this frozen end of the world? And yet here I am. The flame endures, the cold only delays. Still lingering, I'm not your guide, your priest, or your friend. Kossuth speaks through fire, not foolish questions. Still lingering.
Stay out of my way and out of my business.
More adventurers, is it? If you're here for the riches of Ithrin, don't bother. The place is cursed, you know. Ancient magic and all that. I've seen it all before. No one goes in without paying the price. Still, if you've made it this far, maybe you're not entirely as foolish as the others. Or maybe you are. Hard to tell with strangers.
Welcome to the Ramshackle. Name's Myla. If it's heat, sleep, or a strong drink you're after, you'll find it here. You're new to Icewind Dale, I can tell. Still got that look like you're waiting for spring. It doesn't come. Not really. But you'll learn how to stand in the cold, same as the rest of us. Now, do you need a bet? Or ask then? I'll tell you're not the first to ask. Too many hunters talk of fires in the hills and banners no one's seen before. Then some don't come back at all. If there's war coming, it won't be over land or gold, it'll be worse. Someone out there wants Icewind Dale broken wide open. Mark my word. Ask then. I've seen their kind. Big, loud, cruel. Think the world owes them something. They'll crash a cabin flat just to hear the timber scream. If you cross one, don't meet it head on. Make it stumble. Make it doubt. That's the trick with giants. They never see the little things coming. Ask then. Oh, this place used to be a lumber shed. More holes than roof. Nimsy asked me to fix it up. Guess she figured I'd make something of it. Now it's a bed for the road weary and a roof for fools chasing myths. Not much, but it holds. And out here, that counts for a lot. Ask then. I'll tell you what I know. I used to run caravans down south, Mirabar to Lostgan and back again. Years on the road. Years watching good folk get ground up by cold, bandits and worse. Thought I'd retire somewhere warm. Instead, I came here. Why? Ask then. I'll tell you what I know. I used to run caravans down years on the road. Why? Well, when I decided I'd reached the end of my trail, this is where it had led me. Either way, I'm here, pouring drinks and fixing leaks. Ask then. I'll tell you what I know. Very well, friend. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Stay too long in the cold and you'll forget your name. Stay in here and maybe you'll remember. Need a place to rest? Or was there something else? Very well, friend. If you stay too long in the cold and you'll forget...
Evil forces are gathering in the mountains for unknown reasons. Sir Istival, the Paladin, has asked you to scout outside of Lonelywood for the campgrounds of a soul giant. The camp sprawls across the tundra, each object massive, each detail oversized. There is no sign of the frost giant, but the land remembers his passing. Perhaps there's some clue in the camp that might reveal the frost giant's plans. You survey the campground. From all you know, frost giants don't normally cook their meat, preferring it raw. Whatever the reason, you realize its scent might draw predators from miles away. You ready yourself for combat.
That was a warning.
Show no fear!
They'll never see me coming.
a solo performance. That note fell flat.
Enemies up.
A barrage of briars.
Taste steel. Die, you fool!
My finest moment.
Brace yourself.
Time to move.
I carry the fury of fallen kings. Stand back, friends. My axe.
Time to become a problem. Oops. Too slow.
Plot twist.
By the ice in my veins and the strength of my soul, none shall harm guests in my camp.
The chaos of battle fades into silence, and you face an unlikely ally.
Oh there, know that I, Harshnag, would call you friend and count you mighty among my allies. A mighty wizard Elminster be his name. Learned of strange doings in the north, and whirled me here by magic. He told me to investigate and then speak to a knight. His name is Istval. I wish to go to 10 towns and report what I've learned, but I fear one of my stature would not be welcome. You owe me no debt, for I've no doubt your might surpassed that of those that fled. Nevertheless, I must ask of you, please escort me to Istval so that I might fulfill my oath to Elminster. What would you like to know? I was born of frost and stone, son of the spine of the world. In youth, I walked among my kin, but turned from their path when I saw their cruelty. My wandering led me to the great city of Waterdeep, and there I found welcome. When the time of troubles tore open the heavens, I watched gods battle above its streets. And when the spell plague woke that city's walking statues, I helped drive them back before they shattered all its splendors. When the doom of Imrith, the death that slumbers, loomed over the Sword Coast, I stood among those who sought her ruin. I do not relay these tales to boast, only to say, when the land trembles, what would you like to know? He is old, older than I can reckon, older than most kingdoms. He's a wizard, but that word feels small for what he is. He speaks with gods, meddles in empires, and laughs like a man with nothing to fear. Elminster feels things moving before the rest of us see them stir. He sent me here, so it means trouble walks close behind, or ahead. Hard to say with that one. What would you like to know? Less than I'd hoped, but more than I feared. The folk of Frostkeep were once my kin. I left them long, long ago, and not on good terms. So I sought out their young, spoke plainly, listened well. For a while, I learned, but one among them carried word of me to their Jarl, Ungarth. Lo, must the clan have fallen to call a craven rat like Ungarth their Jarl. Yes, I know Ungarth, and he remembered me. And so they came for me, not with words, but with blades. There were many, too many to stand and teach. So I left them their fury and took with me what I could. What I now know, I'll give to Istval. Ungarth is no Jarl worth the name. He rules through fear, not strength. But he's gathered many, too many. Young warriors hungry for battle, and old ones bitter with pride. And not just giants, kobolds, goblinkin, and even the Raven Riders called the Uthgard. Jarl Ungarth is no leader, no strategist. He has not the drive nor the will to bind such forces together. And the Uthgard barbarians have been foes of giants since the world was wet behind the ears. Something draws them together as allies to Frostkeep, but I had not enough time to learn what it was. What would you like to know? The folk of, but one among them carried, and so they came for me. What I now know, what would you like to know? A spy? Me? And for Ungar? I could no more work for him than I could hide behind you. That weakling couldn't earn my trust if he had 100 years. And I've been an enemy to him for more than a century. I came here to warn you, not to betray you. Rest assured, I'm no spy. If you'll have me, I'll stand beside you, not against you. What would you like to know? If you've no more questions, I'm ready to move on. Lead the way to 10 towns, and I'll make sure Istval hears what I've learned.
The hunt continues.
The frost giant at the camp was a scout, but not for Icewind Dale's enemies. Harshnag must speak to Cyril Isteval of what he learned.
What in Yondala's name is the meaning of this?
When I heard reports of a giant coming with minions, I feared the worst. But now I can think of no better outcome.
You know this giant?
He does. We are acquainted of old. Istval, my friend, we have much to discuss. I must beg forgiveness for my intrusion into the peace of your village, brave one. But I must speak with my friend of a looming war.
Well, yes, I suppose. You're welcome. Welcome to Lonelywood, and to the Ramshackle Inn.
Thank you for escorting Harshnag here. While he and I confer, why don't you ask around and see if you can learn anything more about recent events?
Yes, well, business to attend to.
Ah, we were just talking about you.
Sir Istval believes your aid is vital in this time of danger. I agree. This is what we know. The enemy gathers at Frost Keep. Goblinoids, kobolds, and Uthgard barbarians of the Black Raven tribe. They come in great numbers, fiercer than most, bound by a force I cannot name. This alliance is unnatural, reeking of magic, or worse.
Kobolds and goblins serving giants, I can believe. But the Uthgard, they hate goblins, hate kobolds, and hate giants most of all. But if some power can twist the Uthgard, that corruption could spread far wider. I do not like the shape of it. Not at all.
Nor I. We must learn what binds them.
There are 3 locations that must be investigated. The Uthgard Black Raven tribe rides giant ravens. Hard to catch, but you might find them at their ancestor mound, Raven Rock.
The Goblinoids came from a fortress in the mountains called Karkolok.
And lastly, from what Harshnag described, it seems the kobolds come from the Selgrin tribe. They've come a long way from the Ice Lakes region, south of the spine of the world. I leave the choice of which to investigate first up to you. Return to me when you know more, and good luck. Was there something else? I see 2 possibilities. They may intend to sack 10 towns, a prize of plunder, slaves, and territory. Or they may be after Ithrin itself. If so, 10 towns would be their first conquest, to secure a foothold before they pick the ruins clean. Either way, Icewind Dale would suffer grievously. Was there something else? Only that Harshnag and I see the same danger, but not always the same solutions. He would answer threat with strength, swiftly and directly. I would seek alliances and understanding first, if they can be found. Still, I respect his judgment. And the situation may leave us little choice but his way. Was there something else? They're strong people, hard as the ice they live on. Various Reghead tribes have traded and warred with 10 towns on and off for as long as any of the towns has existed. Most have held to a sort of alliance for some time now. Invading outsiders, particularly the Uthgard, should bring them together. But they've aligned with orcs, and worse, against 10 towns in the past. Hopefully you can help us sort out this mess before we have to find out. Was there something else? They're strong people, hard as the ice they live on. Various Reghead tribes have traded and warred with 10 towns on and off for as long as any of the towns has existed. Most have held to a sort of alliance for some time now. Invading outsiders, particularly the Uthgard, should bring them together. But they've aligned with orcs, and worse, against 10 towns in the past. Hopefully you can help us sort out this mess before we have to find out. Was there something else? Each Uthgard tribe follows an ancestor spirit, the founder of their line. Their sacred places are called ancestor mounds, places where the dead lie buried, and the living remember who they are. For the Black Raven tribe, that place is Raven Rock. If something's changed them, you'll find signs of it there. Was there something else?
If you have questions, ask them now. I do not hide it. I would march to Frostkeep, strike down any who stand in our way, and tear the Jarl from his throne. Few against many. Dangerous, but not impossible. I do not yet know the path that would lead to victory, but I would find the way. If you have questions, I know little of those goblins. When they built Karkolok, I know that they were led by a brute named Garush. That was many winters ago. I doubt Garush still lives, but their fortress yet stands atop an icy crag in the foothills west of the spine of the world. If you have questions, I have not seen the Selgren lands in over 100 years. Some say their kobolds serve white dragons, but I cannot say if this is true. When I scouted Frostkeep, I saw no sign of dragons among their gathered forces. Still, the ice lakes are treacherous enough even without dragons. If you have questions, ask them now. Raven tribe are raiders. Cowards, most of them. They ride great birds, swooping down to steal and take captives. They guard their ancestor mound fiercely, like wolves with a den, but kill their birds, and they fall. Bird bones are most fragile. If you have questions, ask them, then waste no more time. The longer you wait, the stronger the enemy becomes. If you have questions, ask them now. Then waste no more time.
Yes, well, what is it? Ah, it's Istavel's squire. And I see you're tied up with that frost giant now. Listen well. I don't give a damn about monsters in the mountains. All that matters is Ithran, a city of magic so old and powerful, it would make your head spin. And yet, I'm still here. Do you know why? Because any fool who tries to plunder Ithran as it stands comes back a gibbering wreck. If they come back at all. There's a curse on the place. And since some cretins woke up its Mythalar, the curse has gotten worse. You don't even know what a Mythalar is, do you? What are you about? Have you even read a book before? Any book? Waste of my breath. Get out of my sight.
Is there something else I can do for you? You've heard the stories too, then. Travelers whisper about monsters on the march and whole caravans lost in the passes. Some say something dark under the Reged Glacier is calling to them. Something ancient, angry, and hungry. There's a place there that some adventurers uncovered. It's called Ithrin. Old as sin, colder than death, and not half as polite. I wish they'd never found it. Stay away from that place. It promises riches, but that ruin only takes lives. Is there something else I can do for you? Being the speaker for Lonelywood? Well, it means I'm the one folks turn to when there's a decision to be made, or when things get tricky. I'm the voice of Lonelywood at the 10 Towns Council meetings. And let me tell you, I have to speak for all sorts of folks. Some good, some, well, like I say, tricky. I help keep the peace, make sure our town's needs are met, and sometimes even smooth things over when there's a bit of a ruckus. It's a lot of work, but it's also about making sure Lonelywood stays safe, keeps its secrets, and doesn't get lost in the shuffle of the bigger towns. And well, there's a lot of baking involved too. Keeps folks happy, you know. Is there something else I can do? Very well.
By Kossuth's flame, you're the fool that brought a giant into our midst. You have no... That brute will bring ruin on us all. Mark my words.
Well, this is new. A giant. I've never seen one up close before. Can't say I love the sight. With muscle like that behind you, I bet you think you'll have Ithrin all to yourselves. Well, think again. That's all I'll say on the matter. I'll see you in Ithrin's halls, though I doubt very much you'll see me.
So, you brought a giant with you. Not the tact I'd choose to plunder Ithrin, but still, the idea has its merits. I don't know if Ithrin's curse affects his kind. I bet that Vartlet Warvath could tell you. Not that he would. Well, best of luck to you, and your giant.
Welcome again to the Ramshackle Inn. You've brought strange company. A giant. If you seek her bed or something else, speak it. I would. Right then, what's on your mind? I've got plenty of reasons to keep my distance from giants. But I've also got eyes, and I know what kind of fight we're all in. Harshnag hasn't caused trouble. He's as welcome here as you are. Same rules apply. Break the peace, and you're out the door. Doesn't matter how tall you are. Right then, what's on your mind? Trust is a luxury most around here can't afford. I don't know what's in his heart. Giants don't wear them on their sleeves. But he speaks plainly, carries himself with purpose. That counts for something. Still, I don't turn my back to anyone with arms that big unless I have to. Right then, what's on your... You don't know the half of it. We had ice as black as pitch, a dragon attack, a nearly endless winter. And now, this Ithrin? Adventurers of all sorts pour into Lonelywood chasing ruins buried in ice. And I'm serving drinks to a frost giant like that's normal. So yes, strange times. But strange times tend to sort the brave from the foolish. We'll see which you are. Right then, what's on your mind? Sir Istaval is a rare sort, a man who still believes the world can be mended. Used to think like that myself. But a few too many fights, a few too many graves, and you start to see the cracks that won't ever close. Hope is a fine banner to carry into battle, but it makes a poor crutch when the ground itself gives way beneath you. Still, I admire the man. Takes strength to have faith like that. Right then, what's on your mind? Fair enough.
Back again, are we? Listen well. I'm not here to babysit every sword-swinging hopeful who blunders into Lonelywood. Go gawk at the snow, or bother someone who enjoys prattling. I have work to do. Real work.
3 armies march to join Frost Keep, drawn from the frozen edges of the spine of the world. You must investigate the origin of each of these factions. Each destination promises peril and harsh trials in the unforgiving cold. The path ahead is yours to choose. Where will you journey first? Frozen footprints marked the trail to the Goblin Keep, suggesting much of their force has moved away from Karkalok. As you approach the fortress walls, you see no guards, only a few puffs of breath above the battlements. Are the guards hiding?
Halt! Not a step farther, or we will fill you with arrows!
Shush! You're not in charge here! But, yeah! Halt! You face the might of the goblins of Karkalok! How dare!
Psst. The chill.
What?
We're the chill now.
Oh, right. You face the might of the Chill. How dare you trespass in our territory?
You think the goblin's just acting strong, but his grip on rule is actually weak. You tell him so.
Act? What act? No one is acting here.
Us?
I mean, act. The Chill does not act mighty. We are mighty. Well, go on, cheer.
Yeah.
Despite his bravado, you sense the goblin leader's resolve faltering. You want to get a look inside, and so you suggest they open the gates to parley.
You have nothing to offer us, and we're too mighty for you to dare an assault. You may leave us, but not before I come down and see the fear in your eyes.
Us?
Yes, I, Yarbnock, great chieftain of Karkalok. I mean, great sub-chief of the Chill. Will see you off myself. I'm not a goblin, I'm a gnome.
What was that, boss? We couldn't hear you.
I said I'm not a goblin to be trifled with.
What does trifled mean?
Triple field?
Now that the goblin has come closer, you detect a slight blur about his face and hands. Perhaps an illusion spell hides his true features, and Yarbnock is a gnome after all. If so, it seems he wants to continue the ruse. You decide to play along. All this foolery strikes you as funny, and you wonder aloud if the gnome is playing some sort of joke.
By Garl's gold nuggets, you can't be this thick.
Boss, did you say gold?
Are they offering tribute?
I will cast a spell on you all and force you to leave our territory. Orkway, they, airway, they, aren't K, say, usway. my magic forces them away. Back! Back from whence you came! Hang on. Let me explain. Okay, don't kill me. I'm not a goblin. Not a real one, anyway. I used illusions as a disguise to pretend to be one. I am Spellix Romwad. I was called Yarb Nock. That's when I was pretending to be a goblin. It's a long story. Here's the short version. I got lost in the mountains and had to pretend to be a goblin so they would take me in. Eventually, they made me their leader. But recently, some new goblins showed up. There was a whole army called the Chill. They had hobgoblins and bugbears and everything with them. I knew as soon as I saw them that they were going to take over, so I just let them. But a lot of the tribe fled instead. I should have left with them. The Chill took everyone else with them and left me in charge of a few goblins to guard the fort. You guys showing up was my first chance to get away, and you nearly blew it. Let's get out of here before they wise up and investigate.
Hey, where are you guys going? So I guess the boss has finally decided to leave. He was a good leader. We'll miss him, yeah? Even if he was a gnome. What are you looking at me like that for? Of course I knew. His disguise was good for a while, but you can't hide gnomes stink forever. Plus, he was always bringing out golden nuggets. Dead giveaway. Anyway, let him know we wish him the best.
Ew?
Yeah, the old boss, he left me in charge.
He did? No one tells me anything.
So, anyway, since you're helping the old boss, you seem like a helpful sort. Maybe you could help us out with a couple of problems. We'll reward you for your time.
We will? With what?
Some of the bits and bobs lying around Cockalock. Don't worry about it.
Whatever you say, boss.
What do you say? Yeah, so we have a mimic problem. Yeah, one of them got into a storage area pretending to be a barrel or box or something.
It ate all the food. And then it attacked one of us.
The old boss, Shamnock, sent in a few search parties, but each time they came out with one less goblin. So he locked it up and wrote it off. But I have the key. I'd appreciate it if you took a look and sorted it out.
The leader of the goblins at Karkaloak was a gnome named Spellix. Goblinoids from the Chill, a mercenary army, have taken many of the Karkaloak goblins to Frost Keep. Sir Isteval needs to know, and Spellix wants to get back to civilization. You step into the cramped space of the storehouse. There are plenty of containers and chests strewn around. One of them must be the Mimic. It's going to take time to investigate all these chests, but carelessness might cost you a limb. Best to start looking at one of the chests by the... The wooden chest sits unmoving in front of you. If you had enough water, you could plunge a chest in and see if the mimic drowns. The wooden chest sits unmoving in front of you. You lean in to try to spot any irregularities in the surface of the chest. As you take a knee, the chest springs open, and a row of teeth are quick to greet your face. It wasn't the only mimic, and it seems they're all hungry.
Let's fill the sky. The wild strikes through me.
Not my worst idea today.
I know what to do. Let's end this.
Close the gap. Here. Watch how it's done.
Here they come.
Lost my footing.
Like cracking eggs with a maul. Oh, need to sharpen my axe.
Brought back up.
My steel sings.
Enemy's turn.
Too slow to matter.
You successfully cleared the storehouse of mimics, you think. At least, that's what you'll tell the goblins at Karkalak.
Again. Comes trouble.
there was more than one mimic. Ha, that explains it. They ate so many goblins.
That's how my cousins died.
Really? Eaten by mimics?
No. Overeating. They were cannibals.
Ah, they? You know what? Never mind. Anyway, here's your reward. Hey, you've been a big help. Could you do me one more favour? Don't tell the other goblins you meet that you helped us out.
Yeah. And if you do tell them, kill them afterwards.
What? No? Well, actually, that's probably a good idea. Okay, well, this is neat, but I've got to go be the boss now, so bye.
Was that a goblin that came in with you? No? A gnome who pretended to be a goblin? He's fortunate to be alive. Was there something else? I see two possibilities. They may intend to sack 10 towns. If so, 10 towns. Was there something else?
If you have questions, ask them now. Then waste no more time. The longer you wait, the stronger the enemy becomes. If you have questions, ask them now. Then waste no more time.
Back again. Oh, listen well. Go gawk at the snow.